What's going on, guys? Middle89 here. Thought I'd jump on and share with you guys. This is the front of the house. This is a giant Lebanese cedar tree that we have, which otherwise on a ley line. Like I said, I've been out of body and seen in the astrals. Underneath this is like a huge cavern full of rare earth gems. And it's interesting, I was down the front of the house and the entrance to it is otherwise just down the side there, you can see. But I often see neighbour's black cat staring into the bushes just down the bottom here, just around here. And obviously peering into the veil and obviously seeing what's going on in the astrals underneath this, because this is otherwise a giant portal. And what's interesting, I didn't realise, because obviously we're in mushroom season, we've got loads of these mushrooms sprouting. And we had this beautiful Amanita Muscaria mushroom that sprouted up from the pine needles, you can see here. And what I didn't realise doing a bit of research is that these Amanita Muscaria mushrooms often sprout from the ground of obviously the pine needles that are shed from these pine trees. So this Lebanese cedars, otherwise in the pine tree family, and this is literally the root of the celebration of Christmas, because you got to think, you know, I think it was in Serbia where all these shamans used to obviously take this mushroom and say, you know, they would converse with the gods and obviously be gifted with spiritual insight and, you know, be able to predict the future in order to guide the tribe into kind of, you know, safety or more kind of, I guess, thriving circumstances. But this is the reason why we put a pine tree, imitate a conifer, a pine tree, in our houses around Christmas, and then deposit underneath it, obviously, the red and white kind of presents and gifts, symbolising the kind of sprouting of this Amanita Muscaria mushroom. And obviously the red and white is linked with Santa Claus. So a lot of inspiration has been bred from this old shamanic practice. And obviously the reindeers in Serbia used to come up and eat these mushrooms and get high and then obviously urinate, and then the shamans used to come and literally drink the urine of the reindeer, because then it would kind of process the toxins out of it and have like this mad psychedelic experience. And this is obviously the root of the origin of, you know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, because they used to literally fight each other to go to get to one of these mushrooms. That's how kind of precious these are to these reindeers. They absolutely love this stuff. And this is otherwise massive. You can see like the size of my hand. It's almost like the size of my hand basically, but that's obviously, yeah, an absolute gift from this tree that's obviously dropped and sprouted as a result of what's been going on at this house for the past year. So I'm going to treat myself and obviously probably boil this a few times and just microdose it. So I've already had quite a few mushroom trips, and the last two have been very challenging because I'm kind of on the map, so I don't want to open myself up too much. But this will have huge medicinal benefits, and this is otherwise the mushroom which is in Super Mario, which makes him, like, you know, stronger, bigger, more invincible. And this is otherwise what the shamans, like I said, use to converse with the gods, which is a very powerful psychoactive drug that's laced in there. I don't think it's psilocybin. I think it's something different, but it's a similar kind of effect. So it'll be interesting to see microdosing this, what kind of feels I get into, and what kind of medicinal benefits I feel and get from this. But yeah, thought I'd share that, so that's really interesting. Didn't realise, you know, whenever there's pine needles and pine trees, you often have all these sprout up, especially around this time of year in the northern hemisphere. So definitely worth going out to the forest and, you know, have a little forage and see what you can find. But I think what you need to do is peel off the red skin on the top that you can see here. So you can peel it away like that, and then obviously you put it in like a boiling pot of water. And if you do it like 2 or 3 times, you're pretty safe to microdose. If you just do it once, obviously the more times you do it, the weaker it becomes. But you want to do it at least once, I think, because if you eat it raw like this, it would be pretty toxic and you might have a bit of a purge. It won't be dangerous, it'll just be you have stomach cramps and you probably vomit and have diarrhea and stuff. But you know, that can actually be the kind of process that you need to go through in order to help purge the body. So some people do that raw, obviously start off small, but yeah, what a beauty. It's literally the nectar of the gods. So yeah, I thought I'd share that. And like I said, this tree is a really significant tree on a ley line, and like I said, underneath is, in the astrals, loads of rare earth gems in this huge cave, which is quite interesting. I remember the time I saw this, I remember looking out down the roads, and up there in the atmosphere there's like a huge praying mantis looking down at me, which was quite interesting. That happened, I think, end of last year, early part of this year. So yeah, there we go. Peace out, speak soon, cheers.